And what do you think is another maybe big issue that they're dealing with?
Well, with someone, let's say that someone tries to start doing inbound marketing on their own.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the learning curve for Facebook is a little bit lower than I think PPC is a little bit higher learning curve. So let's say that they start with Facebook ads. And the main issue there is that, understanding the difference between those two platforms when you're starting marketing. Understanding why the budgets are different, understanding how, like, the psychology behind those two platforms. Because like I said before, one is you're dealing with a search engine, so those leads are going to be higher intent, easier to get a hold of, but they also cost a lot more, right? There's a reason why. Whereas with Facebook, you're dealing with a social media platform. So I think when people try to run ads on their own, especially with Facebook, they can get an ad going. They can get leads in. But it's really about understanding, like, okay, how do you optimize long term? How do you qualify the leads, especially at the beginning? And, like, how do you go from having casting a wide net at the beginning and then narrowing that down over time to qualify more and more? That's I think where a lot of people might be missing that. Like, because if you don't put friction, you're going to get all kinds of people clicking through your ad, right? You've got to put some qualification and walls up, because otherwise, Facebook runs on an algorithm. If you're getting buyers and renters or people that are confused clicking through your ad, well, Facebook thinks it's doing a good job. It's getting you leads, and it's going to try to optimize for those kind of people more over time. So then there's just things like that, right? Ad fatigue, when a campaign starts to slow down, you need to know how to keep it going. How do you optimize it long term? How do you continue testing and to see what's working, what's not? So there's an experience aspect that comes with that, right? Just kind of knowing, understanding how the ads work, but I would say that's kind of the third category, just kind of understanding maybe the difference between those two and how to qualify properly.
Sure, that makes sense, because people, I think, with all the different, lots of courses out there, a lot of quote unquote experts and gurus out there, they make it maybe sound too easy, just $5 a day, $3 a day, $2 a day, which is probably true. It can be true with Facebook. But I mean, if you don't have the knowledge and, like you said, maybe understand the psychology behind it, you're not really effectively using that tool. It's a great tool, but if you don't really know how to use it effectively, then you're really just wasting time and money. Right, get frustrated and burned out, etc.
Well,
would you agree with that?
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, that's absolutely true. Like, if you wanted, you could set up a campaign on Facebook for $5 a day. You can purchase a course. You can research on YouTube. You can do whatever you need to do to learn how to put that together. You can even go into the Facebook ads library and look at what other people are doing. You can copy paste, and you can run an ad at $5 a day. The difference is the time that it's going to take you to learn that, right? And then are you going to have time to be in the account checking it every day? Are you going to be doing the optimizations? And what are you going to do when that campaign burns out and it's not getting results anymore? Like, there's a lot more just behind, kind of setting it and just letting it run. So this is why it really does depend where someone is in their business. How much of a marketing budget do they have, right?
Well, sure. You know what I love about that? It's interesting because it's the same. It's like the old adage where you call the plumber or the heating guy. He comes in your basement. Grabs a hammer, whacks on the water heater, boom, everything starts working again.
Yeah.
It's like, it took 5 minutes. Why owe you, $500 or whatever it is? But it's like the knowledge of knowing where to whack the hammer. So it's like, knowing the intricacies and like you said, the psychology. I love that word, the psychology behind why it works and what you need to do next. And I mean, so all that's important. So and so you're saying that that's all of the stuff that they're getting when they hire you, basically, to get your knowledge and your skill. And